Hey, what's going on everyone out there on YouTube? This is Michael back with another video, and today I'm going to be performing a little experiment on this computer. Well, actually not going to be on this computer, it's going to be on a virtual machine, and I'm going to explain why here in a second. Now, before I begin with anything, I need to preface this. Do not attempt to do what I'm about to do on your computer, because if you do this, you can basically kiss your computer goodbye because it will be completely useless unless you have a new copy of Windows to be able to install on your computer, either through a CD, which they don't even exist anymore virtually, or you can use a USB drive that actually has the Windows operating system installation on there. So the reason I said this is because we're going to be deleting a single folder that contains a bunch of subfolders, program files, and applications that are needed to run your computer. And that folder is called SYSTEM32. Now, we're going to explain what is SYSTEM32 and the functions of it. And then we're also going to explain what will happen if we delete said folder. So let's go ahead and begin with the explanation. The SYSTEM32 folder is a core folder in Windows OS. It contains important system files and folders that are necessary for the smooth functioning of your system. If the folder gets deleted or corrupted, it can cause serious problems with your computer. Some of the key functions of the SYSTEM32 folder include registry files. Now, registry files are important system configuration data. There's not really much to explain about it, but basically your entire registry will just be wiped clean. DLL files, or dynamic link libraries, that contains functions used by other programs on your computer. If you delete or corrupt any of these files, it's basically going to affect the performance of those applications. Like, let's say you have like an application for like a game or a software that you have on your computer and they won't be able to run properly. They could, but I'm not 100%, because it could pretty much throw off errors and issues with performance. Now, there's also INI files, which contain important settings related to Windows OS installation, including your display, your mouse, your keyboard, your sounds, etc. If they get corrupted, they may not work properly at all, so always keep a backup copy for safety reasons, obviously. And there's also exe files, or executable files, that contain the main program that performs certain tasks related to your system. So there are certain tasks that are running pretty much behind the scenes on your computer that obviously you won't know, but it actually has to function to be able to make Windows function. So now the final part. Where is SYSTEM32 and what will happen if we delete SYSTEM32? So without further ado, let's go ahead and show you guys right now. So now we're in the Windows 7 virtual machine, and the reason I'm using a virtual machine is because it'll make it a lot less scary because it won't affect my computer. It'll just affect the operating system on the virtual machine. Now, if you're wondering how to set up a virtual machine, well, there's the icon on the top right. Click on it. You'll be able to set it up. It's actually that easy. Now, we're going to show you where it's located. So you click on the Windows icon right down here, and you're going to go to Computer. Well, obviously you can't see behind me, but you'll get the idea. Now you're going to go to your local disk, or mainly the C drive. It'll be right in there. You go to Windows, you scroll down. Let me actually make this a little bit bigger so it'll be easier for you to find. And right over here, SYSTEM32. And it contains all these subfolders, files, applications, and many other different files to be able to make this system run. Now, I'm going to show you one thing that we're going to do. We're going to right click down here. We're going to go to View Task Manager. And it's basically, see all these processors? That's what's running behind the scenes on your computer. And obviously we don't have any applications that are running right now. So we're going to go ahead and delete SYSTEM32. So we're going to have to do this a little bit differently, because if we go back to the folder and try to do it manually, and I'm going to show you how. You click on this, you click on the delete function on your keyboard. Yes. So you need permission, so let's see if it'll actually work. Yeah, see, applications cannot be complete, so cancel. It's going to cancel the whole thing. So we're going to do this a little bit differently. So go back down here, and we're going to search command prompt. You right click, and we're going to run as an administrator. Yes. And it's already going to directly take us to SYSTEM32. So what we're going to do to delete everything, we're going to put in rd space dot space slash s. And that's all you need for this little experiment. So again, do not attempt this on your computer. You will destroy your computer. We're using this on a virtual machine. So you click enter. It's going to ask you, are you sure? You're going to click Y for yes or N for no. Now, what happens if we do no? Nothing's going to happen. So we're going to do it again, but this time, sorry, we're going to do it with a yes. So are you sure? Yes. Now, not 100% everything's going to be gone because your computer's obviously still running, so we can go ahead and close this. Now, let's say you want to go to here. That's going to work, surprisingly. Go to here. That's going to work. Go to here. Now, some of these will still work because we're in a different operating system, so what we're going to do is right-click. I'm going to go to the arrows right here. We're going to restart. Now, let's see what's going to happen. Is it going to actually destroy it, or what's going to happen? Let's see what happens. Yep, see, we destroyed it. So Windows is loading files. That's going to pop up. It's going to try to repair, but it's actually not going to repair because it's basically irreparable. See right there. Click finish. It's going to restart. It's basically going to be like a boot loop at this point of stage. So let's see if we can continue a little bit further. Let's see what's going to happen. Attempted repair, nothing's going to happen. System's going to restart on its own after 25 seconds. So basically what happened is that we deleted virtually almost everything on this computer now. I think there may be another way to delete every single file on this, but we're actually going to try to test this out on other operating systems on virtual machines. So we're going to wait for this to restart because I was told that it was supposed to be a blue screen of death or something like that. Okay, so no, it's just going to go into a continuous boot loop at this point. Starting Windows, actually it's going to go. Yep, there it is, blue screen of death. Now at this point, we could actually do launch startup repair or start Windows normally. Let's see what happens if we do normally. Blue screen of death again. Start repair. You want to restore your computer, restore. It could take a while, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and see and wait about an hour and see what happens after this.
A few moments later.
And there it is. I don't even have to wait 2 minutes for this to pop up right here. So, startup repair cannot repair your computer automatically. So, you can either send it or you can don't send. And at this point, if you have recently attached a device to your computer, such as a camera or portable music player, remove it and restart your computer. Finish. Let's see what happens. It's going to continue with a boot loop. Nope, it's just going to turn it off. So, basically, that is it right there. So, we basically eliminated Windows 7 off the computer. So, try to be careful what you do on your computer because there are scams out there that are going to say, oh, if you delete System32, it's going to boost your computer's performance. That's completely wrong. As you just saw right there, it's gone. Now, let's say if I wanted to try to start this back up. Let's see what happens. And now, I'm not going to go to the full screen for this, so we're going to try. Oh, no, it automatically did. That's okay. Starting Windows. Blue screen of death. So at this point, this computer is pretty much at this point. So if we do either one of these at this point, it's pretty much done. So hopefully you got a new backup copy of Windows operating system on your flash drive because obviously you're going to need that, otherwise it ain't going to work. Now, if you want to know how to download the operating system that you need, well, I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so right here on the official Microsoft website, and what you're going to do is you're going to create Windows 10 installation media. So you can click download now. I strongly encourage you to put this on a flash drive because obviously CDs are not going to work anymore. So you click on download now, and it's going to download a new copy, an executable file. I would, again, recommend you put this on a flash drive so that way you can actually install it on your computer. I'm going to go ahead and delete that one. And then if you want to use Windows 11, you can do it from here. But actually, I recommend you doing through Windows 10 if that's your original operating system at first. And then you can upgrade to Windows 11 so that way it's less of a hassle at that point. I mean, it will be a little bit of a hassle at first. when you install Windows 10, because obviously it's still going to be a big file for you to actually set things up. And then you can actually use the tool to create installation media. So follow through these steps to be able to actually set up your Windows 10 operating system. And it's pretty much the same thing with Windows 11. You pretty much create Windows 11 installation media, or you can download the Windows 11 disk image file or ISO, and you select download Windows 11 multimedia ISO for x64. Before beginning, you just gotta follow these instructions, and then it's pretty much self-explanatory right there. It's actually pretty easy. So I may actually test this out on the virtual machine for both Windows 10 and Windows 11. So if you want to see that video, let me know down in the comments down below. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go ahead and post it anyway because I feel like it. I feel like doing videos like this because I want people to be educated. Even I'm trying to learn about some of this stuff too. So hopefully this video helps. And once again, please do not do this on your computer. You don't want to destroy it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. And hopefully we'll see you guys next time. Peace.